Peace and power, family. It's your brother Shakem. I'm in Hotep Akhet. Right back at you once again. Man, I wanted to talk about the myth that prison is cool, right? Because, man, what we have right now is an epidemic going on. And the epidemic that's going on is you have young people who are acting like prison is so cool, man. Yo, salute, Benny. What's going on? Man, we're going to talk about how, man, we got to break the cycle of brothers, man, and sisters acting like prison is so cool. And I'm gonna drop something on the sisters real quick, right? See, brothers try to impress the sisters so much. Whatever the women are attracted to, that's the type of persona that brothers are gonna try to put on, right? So, UK, shout out. So, when you got brothers, man, when you got sisters who act like, they like the gangsters, they like the thugs, you know what I'm saying? They like the dope boys, they like the gangsters, you know what I'm saying? When the sisters, man, let the brothers know that they're attracted to that, right? Influence and insecurity. When the sisters let it be known that this is something that they like, then brothers are gonna try to push that narrative so hard, and they're even gonna fake it until they make it. Listen, prison is the only place that I know of where when you're there, brothers cry to get out. But then when they get out, they act like it's cool. They act like it was like such a badge of honor to be in there. But while they're in the prison, they're crying, writing letters, talking about, they miss the family. What you doing? They writing their girlfriends. They sick. You know what I'm saying? Brothers thinking, damn, a girl out here having sex with somebody else. Man, any brother that has been in prison, don't lie. Let it be known that some of the hardest gangsters on the street when they went to prison, they were crying and whining to get out of jail. They whining and crying to get out of jail, right? So why is it that if you are crying, whining, and ready to get out, listen, I don't care who you might think is the hardest person in prison. If you go to any maximum security prison and you ask them brothers, do they want to come home? Them brothers want to come home. They got nights where brothers can't sleep, brothers tossing and turning, stressing. Man, all of them niggas stressing. All of those niggas are stressing. They stressing. So how the hell, yeah, that's right, Brown Sugar, how the hell you gonna come home and act like you so hardcore and it was so cool when you was crying to come home? Like, come on, man, listen. Don't let none of these niggas out here fool you right now. Don't let nobody fool you out here right now. Tina, I know they ain't gonna keep it real. They ain't gonna keep it real. But listen, when you get that prepaid phone call, you know what them brothers doing? They stressing. They stressing. Niggas is out here stressing in the penitentiary, waiting to come home, but then when y'all get y'all black ass home, y'all motherfuckers want to act like y'all the hardest thing that ever walked the streets, and when you was back there behind those walls, you crying to get home, you crying about how much time you got, you crying because you think your girl fucking somebody, you're crying because your homeboy is fucking your baby mama and your baby mama is fucking your friend. You're slamming the phone down because ain't nobody gonna answer the phone, and you crying because a motherfucker ain't gonna send you no money. But as soon as your black ass get home, the first thing you do is act like you so hard and it was so cool that you was in jail. Now it's fun. Now it's cool. Now you deceiving the youth into thinking that because you went to prison, you damn got a stripe or a badge of honor. You think because you done did time, now it's a badge of honor. Marilyn said, I did 2 days. And the thought of one more day, claustrophobic. Exactly. So we got to change the narrative, right? I mean, you can't possibly, man, fool up these young boys' head into thinking that going to the penitentiary is cool. See, the white man is fucking you over in the system, but then we act like it's so cool, man, to be there. And then, you know what? One thing about a brother coming out of prison, you can't tell him shit. See, the average motherfucker that comes out of prison, he act like he got all the sense. When a nigga get home from prison, he got all the sense. All the sense. Can't tell a nigga nothing. You might sit back and try to give him all the game in the world, but a nigga act like he got all the sense when he get out of prison. All the goddamn sense. You can't tell him nothing. You know what? Can't tell him nothing, man, because a lot of time, man, brothers are hard-headed. So now what they do, after you've been crying in prison, oh, I want to come home and calling mama. Yeah, man, everybody did it. Don't let no Negro tell you different. Anybody who been to the penitentiary, they know that at one point in time, you was on that phone whining, crying, and complaining to come home. Enough of them come out with big arms and chest, no legs, because they've been too busy. Exactly. Listen, man. Listen. When people tell these stories, man, about how, you know what I'm saying, man, man, listen, man, we used to whoop niggas' ass in the pen. This and that. Everybody got a gangster story to tell in the penitentiary. And that's what fools these young dudes' head up and makes them think that, oh, because you've been to prison, you cool. Right? Because now they think, you know what I'm saying, man, they hear all these war stories. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers lying now. Listen, half of the prison war stories you hear, niggas lying. Just like when you in the penitentiary, dudes on the street, dudes talking about what they used to do on the street. Listen, everybody in federal prison is gonna lie. What can we do to keep our fellow? That's what we about to build on here in a minute. Oh, Michael, you right, brother. They lie. Listen, every brother that's been in the penitentiary, especially the federal penitentiary, everybody had 26-inch rims. Everybody was riding Navigators with suicide doors. Every nigga was wearing Versace suits. Everybody had iced out platinum fangs in their mouth. Everybody was riding around with 2 and 3 kilos of dope. With a damn 40 caliber. Listen, niggas get in the penitentiary. They could have been broke on the street, but when they carried their black ass in the penitentiary, niggas was the most big time drug dealer in their city. Niggas could have been selling $20 worth of rocks on the corner, but when he gets to prison, he gonna tell everybody he was selling keys. Nigga, I was selling keys. I was selling weight. Nigga, I was riding around with Gucci belts and Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? Versace, yeah. Versace. Yeah, I remember that. Listen, man, that and see what happens is you done did all this time, you come home, so now the little youngsters on the corner, you gonna lie to them and talk about how much of a gangster you was when you was in prison. So now the little youngsters, man, they looking at old school brothers, man, and OGs, and the OGs telling them these fake war stories, man. These fake war stories, man. And then the youngsters, man, they look up to these OGs who exaggerating these stories. Man, remember A-Ball and MJG, man, had a song on Mr. Mike album. They said, you need to start telling the truth. Stop flogging. Stop exaggerating. Stop lying. See, and these lies, man, these lies is what's trapping these youngsters, man. Motherfucker, you can go to prison and you could be anything that you want to be. You know what I'm saying? They go to prison, man, them brothers done turned into the biggest kingpin, and everybody in prison was riding up and down 95 North, the 95 South, with tons of kilos in the trunk. And listen, I'm gonna tell you how they lie so much, brother. And when they lie, man, all it's doing is getting young people, man, to want to live up to that gangster fairy tale. Everybody in prison was trafficking dope from New York to Miami down 95. All of these Negroes that go to prison, man, they always tell stories about how, you know, they was going to Texas and getting tons of weed, you know what I'm saying, from the Mexicans and San Antonio and then the border, and they boost up these little youngsters' head. So now the little youngsters hearing these stories, man. So instead of the old school brothers saying, man, listen, please don't go this route. Like, you don't want to be here. This is nowhere you want to be. See, the OGs, we got to take the biggest hit because we're not telling youngsters that they need to get out of this trap. We're not telling youngsters that being in the penitentiary is stress. We're not telling the youngsters being in the penitentiary. Yeah, you're right. The brother said some of them were females in prison. Uh-oh. 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 Hey, I'm going to tell you like that. She said, don't know what kind of niggas y'all been around, but my oldest brother never called home begging or crying to get out. Not that we laid it the fuck down. And as far as lying motherfucker, that don't mean shit. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you like this. Every brother that's been in the penitentiary want to come home. He might not have told you. He might not have called home and said it. Every nigga, unless he probably had 3 months or 4 months. But I bet, listen, I done been around lifers. When I was in Yazoo City, Mississippi, when we was in Edgefield, South Carolina, Williamsburg, man, listen, man, brothers who got a lot of time, man, them brothers stressing, man. They stressing. Yeah, somebody might not have called home, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, they might have laid it the fuck down, but when they laying down in that goddamn bunk, them motherfuckers crying to their cellmate. Peace and power, G.O.D. They said, listen, your cellmate knows. Listen, I got brothers right now all on my Facebook page who I've been in the pen with. Brothers who solid. Brothers, solid brothers. But when you in that jailhouse, them niggas crying about going home. Man, I'm ready to get up out of here, man. I can't take, man, the food nasty. Niggas complaining about the food. They complaining about the recreation yard. They complaining about the library. They complaining about the dorm. The dorm ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they gonna try to be tough when they call home and all that. But when the damn lieutenant is running around the yard shaking down their cell, taking your vegetables out of your cell, you niggas crying. Oh man, see man, I can't wait to get home, man. Fuck that, man. I'm going to another yard, man. I can't do this no more, man. I can't take this shit no more. Niggas complain all day, every day about prison. Man, the washer and dryer broke. Man, they fucked up my clothes in the commissary. Oh man, we on lockdown. Them niggas fighting. Oh man, they broke something on the rec yard. Oh man, the handball court, man. Niggas done blocked off the handball court. Listen, oh man, they done found knives outside on the rec yard. We can't go in the rec yard for 4 days. Niggas is whining and crying about everything in the penitentiary. They're crying. Man, niggas call home crying too. You might not be physically boo-hoo crying, but I guarantee you, motherfuckers say, man, I'm ready to get up out of here, man. I'm ready to get up out of here. Listen, you just because you don't got the physical tears coming out your eye, when you jump on that horn, and then you never know the conversations motherfuckers got with their baby mamas and shit. Listen, the moral of the story is, OGs, we got to start acting like prison is cool. We got to stop doing that. Let the people know. See, you ain't gonna find dudes bragging about how much they was stressing. Right now, you ain't gonna hear nobody talk about, man, I was stressing, man. Fuck that, man. Listen, man. See, they don't want to tell you that side. They ain't gonna tell you that side where they was laying down, scratching their head like, man, I'm tired of being on lockdown. Every time something happens, motherfuckers start fighting, we on lockdown. Soon as you get soon as you steal your little cereal out the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? You steal your fruit and vegetable out the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? And make it back to the dorm, lieutenant there to shake down the cell. You know what I'm saying? Dudes aren't telling you, man, how stressful the penitentiary is. And because they keep lying, it's making the young people think that that's the way to go. Listen, man, I want to read some very striking statistics about prison, right? And this is from the Sentencing Project, man. And it's an article, man, that I was reading in the Business Insider. Right. You're right, Mary. It ain't nothing cool, man. That's the only point, you know what I'm saying, we got to start making, man. We got to start teaching these youngsters, man, that prison ain't cool, man. Listen, they said in state prisons, African Americans are incarcerated at 5.1 times the rate of whites. So in state prisons, blacks are incarcerated 5 times the rate of white people. It says in 5 states, though, Iowa, Minnesota, New Jersey, Vermont, and Wisconsin, they have a disparity of more than 10 to 1. 10 to 1. You right, Robbie. Robbie said prison be taking the fight out of niggas in prison. Prison can be man, it's exhausting, man. It's exhausting, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, the brothers, man, who've been in the system, we're gonna have to be the ones that initiate the change. Brothers who've been incarcerated, we need more brothers incarcerated speaking at schools. Brothers who've been to prison, we need to be the ones that are in the community. Like breaking up fights. Like talking about conflict resolution. Brothers who've been in the system, we the ones that have we can have the greatest impact in our communities when we start telling our stories and we start talking about the negative impact that the system has on our lives. But this is the thing. Until brothers who've been in the system, until we start stepping up and holding ourselves accountable for what we telling these young people, man, we are no better than the drug dealer out there right now selling crack. If you've been in the system, even if you ain't selling drugs, if you've been in the system before and you still out here acting like what you did was so honorable, then that means you part of the problem. See, brothers got to realize, you know, we part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? We part of the problem. Because the brothers, man, who never been in the system, we even influence brothers who've been in the system. We even influence brothers who have never been in the system. So now you got niggas acting like niggas will lie like they've been to jail before so they can get props. See, this is when you start really talking about the backwards mentality. You got brothers out here right now who will lie and make up a story that they've been in prison. Niggas will lie about being in prison just to make themselves seem cool. Dudes who be doing a few months or a year before bam, he said it. A dude might do 90 days, man. A brother do 90 days and he act like he done did goddamn 15 years. Man, I done did a bid. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be in a conversation, man, talking about just some old random shit like watching baseball or something, man. You could be doing something like watching the NBA finals, man, and dudes start getting into an argument, and all of a sudden dude be like, shit, man, nigga, I done did a bid. You like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Out of the blue, man, a nigga just say, oh, I've been to prison. What the fuck you supposed to scare a nigga? Like, niggas trying to use prison as a scare tactic. You know what I'm saying? Like that should make you a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? You might be walking out the store, man, you know what I'm saying? Buying a candy bar or something. Then, you know what I'm saying? You actually like accidentally bump a nigga. Oh man, my bad. Nigga, if I was in prison, I would have stabbed you. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you was in prison, you would have stabbed me. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, that shit be crazy, man. Like, niggas, like, when you got dudes, man, you know, you could just be, like, randomly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, chilling out or something, man. Dude just be like, yeah, man, you know, why lie about being in the system? There's no need to be behind bars with that kind of mentality. You already incarcerated in your mind. Exactly, brother, I do not know for the life of me why niggas lie about being in prison. And then what's even worse, sometimes they'll lie about how much time they did. And nigga, I did 15 years. Then you start damn, you know what I'm saying, calculating and shit. Be like, 15, nigga, you did 3 years. Like, so now what happens is we have taken prison to be a medal of honor. And we got to stop that. Like we really got to brothers who've been in the system. It's time for us to do a major overhaul of the perception of prison. Man, let people know, man, about them damn thin, hard ass mats you gotta sleep on, man. Let people know about that, man. Let the little kids know, man, when you in the system, man, people ain't sending you no money. That's right, brother. Man, we gotta let, man, brothers in the system, man, let people know, man, that your homies gonna turn on you, man. Like, we gotta let them know that. Listen, let them young brothers and sisters know, man, that when you get out of prison, man, one of the worst feelings in the world is checking the box that you got a criminal record. Listen, man, how many of you right now have had to almost, when you wanted to go and find employment or something when you first got out, how many of you, man, were just like shamed to check the box that said you've been convicted of a criminal record? That is almost the worst feeling in the world, man, when you got to check that box that you got a criminal record. See, you want to lie. See, you got to lie when it's time to go get a job. Oh, I never had a record. See, when it's time to go get employment, I ain't never had a record. When it's time to try to get a loan, I never had a record. You want to go back to school and get a student loan? You ever been to prison? No, man, I ain't never been to prison. You know what I'm saying? That's right, brother. We must stop giving ammunition. He said the sad part is people need someone to tell them prison ain't cool. You right. Hey, brother, this brother made one of the most important comments, man, that I've seen thus far. The brother said the sad part is we actually need people to tell the youth that prison ain't cool. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at the contradiction. Oh, man, now, on the streets, you bragging to your, but man, nigga, I done been in the penitentiary. Now, when it's time to go to get a job, now you want to lie and say you ain't never been. Oh, it ain't cool no more. When you want to go and get a loan, you know what I'm saying? You go to the bank, and now they actually, just say you want to go get a mortgage. Your mortgage lender asks you if you ever been convicted of a felony. Uh-oh. I ain't never been convicted of a crime. You lied to your mortgage broker, right? Yeah, you lying to the mortgage broker. Now you lying to the banker. You want to go get a loan for your small business. You ever been to prison before? I ain't never been to prison. You know what I'm saying? That's where the problem comes in at, man. Listen, man, OGs, man, brothers, I'm begging you, brothers, and I'm begging the sisters, man. Sisters, when you hear brothers, man, bragging about they done been to prison, man, you need to like shut that shit all the way down. Let brothers know I don't care that you've been in prison. Like, let the brothers know that doesn't impress you. You know what I'm saying? Sisters, let brothers know that doesn't impress you. You know what I'm saying? Let the nigga know off the top. You know what I'm saying? When he start that, yeah, baby, man, I just came home, I'm fresh from a bit. You know what I'm saying? And just think about it. Brothers will say, I came home fresh from a bed. You know what I'm saying? Fresh from a bed. Fresh. Nigga, we fucked up. You ain't fresh coming home from a bed. Nigga, we fucked up coming home from a bed. Motherfucker ain't got no job, no money, no none of that. Tell me how are we fresh coming home from a bed? Don't add up. You ain't fresh coming home from a bed. We fucked up coming home from a bed. Fucked up. Only thing in the motherfucking pocket is some goddamn lint. Coming with some lint in your goddamn pocket. Sisters, man, then I think sisters be falling for the shit. Brothers be like, man, I ain't had no pussy in 8-9 years. You know what I'm saying? Now I can't verify this, so the sisters gonna have to verify this. But the brothers, we make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, the woman be so ready to fuck a dude that came home from prison after 8-9 years with no pussy. Now all of a sudden the woman be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give him some pussy. Soon as he get home, I'm gonna give him some pussy. To try to lock him down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? To get him pussy whipped. You know what I'm saying? Now the woman is running to the brother who just came home from prison because a motherfucker ain't had pussy in 9 years. Nigga ain't had pussy in 9 years, so a woman is gonna be like, I want to be the first one to give him some pussy because of the excitement. You know what I'm saying? So what that does is the young brothers, man, on the street, they see the dude coming fresh out of prison, wave spinning. You know what I'm saying? Listen, how many of you, right, DJ, the mentality gotta change. You know what I'm saying? This, all brothers do in the penitentiary is this all day. This what they do all day in the penitentiary. Tell me I'm lying, brother. I ain't even got none. My shit done fell out. I done brushed my hair so much in the penitentiary. I ain't even got none. Niggas like this all day. All day in front of the TV, like this. That's why motherfuckers ain't got no hair now. This what they do all day in the penitentiary, like this. That's it. Brush their hair all day long. So you know what I'm saying? Brush their hair all day, do a couple push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Couple sit-ups. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, dude come home walking with his shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Got the little six-pack looking diesel. You know what I'm saying? So the brothers in the hood is looking up to him like, yo, man, dude, you know what I'm saying? Dude is back. You know what I'm saying? Got the wave spinning. Motherfucker got done been pumping iron. Dude done been doing 1,000 sit-ups a day. You know what I'm saying? So the young brothers, man, looking up the dude, man, like he's a superhero. He's a superhero. The whole time, guess what? Brothers not telling the true story, man, about how stressful, man, it is, man. We got to change the narrative, man. We got to change the narrative. Listen, I'm going to read this stat. In 11 states, at least 1 in 20 adult African American men is in prison. In 11 states, boom, what's up, family? Tremaine, what's up, bro? In 11 states, at least 1 in 20 black men are in prison. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, it's, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. Anybody who says that I got to feed my family, so I sell dope, you lying. There's nobody that has to sell dope to feed their family. That is one of the greatest lies and one of the worst cop-outs a motherfucker will tell you. Nobody has to sell dope to feed their family. That's a lie. You don't have to sell dope to feed your family. You don't. Show me one person that has to sell dope to feed the family. That's a damn lie. You don't gotta sell dope to feed your family. Brother said, prison is not cool, bro. I'm currently in the belly of the beast. This place is beyond oppressive. Right. Right, there you go right now, man. There you go. Mr. Still Standing. Say, man, he right now in the belly. Man, it is nothing cool, man. Stop lying to these youngsters, man. Stop lying to these youngsters. We got to stop lying, man. And brothers, man, and sisters who done been in the prison system, anytime you hear people lying to these young people, man, it's our responsibility and it's our duty to put that shit in check immediately. We got Negroes around here poisoning the minds of brothers 14, 15, and 16 years old, man. Little young brothers, man, young jits, 15 years old. Man, I've been to DJJ. Nigga, I've been to DJJ. Huh? Nigga, I've been to DJJ. Niggas bragging about, man, I've been to DJJ, man. Latoya, there's no rehabilitate. Ain't no rehabilitate. Latoya, you know that. Ain't no rehab in there, man. There's no rehab, man. None. So, now what you got is you got, you know what I'm saying? And anytime, man, a brother say, man, I gotta sell dope to feed my family. Come on, man. Stop it. I want anybody to challenge me on this. I want one person to tell me, how is it that they have to sell dope to feed your family? Somebody please explain that to me right now. Somebody, I need somebody to educate me on why it is that they feel they need to sell dope to feed their family. Bro said not just lying about prison, but the lies about selling drugs. Oh yeah, man, Brother Robbie got it right, man. Brother Wright, man. Like I said, nobody in prison right now will probably admit that they've been selling 20s and 10s and nickel bags of crack. Even the crackheads in prison, man, they talk about they big timers, man. They make it look cool because they're ashamed of revealing how it affected them emotionally. You right. And see, that's why these conversations are needed, family, because, man, these people are destroying our next generation. Exactly. Brother, you don't have to do nothing. You choose to. A lot of places don't hire felons, so they think that you right. Okay, the sister made a good point. She said brothers feel like because a lot of places don't hire felons that you got to sell dope. Huh? She made a point. Now, is this a myth? Because a lot of brothers, man, like myself, who did long bids in the penitentiary, We came home and found Ja in the halfway house, straight out of prison. Jump right on there. I was working at Denton Shipyard, right on the old Navy base. When I first got out, matter of fact, the first job I worked at, as soon as I got out of prison, I was working at Cactus Car Wash. I was working at the car wash. Now, just think how much ego deflation comes with that. You selling drugs, making money, and then all of a sudden, now you work at a car wash. Huh? Nigga, you work at a car wash. You went from being a big time dope boy to working at the car wash. Now, not only was I working at a car wash, I was catching the bus. I had to go get a bus pass. I wasn't able to get my license at first because I had to pay so much money in reinstatement fees. Listen, when I went to prison, reinstatement fee was $20. I came home, that joint then shot up to $100. And I had like probably 10 tickets. But the thing is, I would rather have worked at the car wash than to go back to prison. At least if I'm working at a car wash, I don't got a motherfucker knocking on my cell door talking about count time. Stand up for count. Huh? I'm at the car wash, but guess what? I don't got a motherfucker screaming child time on the intercom. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to worry about a motherfucker talking about stand up count. Listen, man, you don't got to do it. I see my daughter just buzzed in. Listen, my daughter was one of the main reasons why I stayed out of the penitentiary. Listen, I would rather feed my family flipping burgers at McDonald's than making phone calls home from the damn penitentiary whining and complaining about how they doing us wrong. Listen, man, we gotta start busting the myth about prison and about, you know what I'm saying, all this bullshit, man. All this bullshit going on, you know what I'm saying? We gotta bust that shit in the head, man. Stop lying to these young brothers, man. We got to stop lying to these young brothers, man. We got to stop making and acting like, man, prison is cool, man. Prison is not cool. You don't get no cool points for being in prison. Prison does not make you more of a man. And none of that. None of that, man. None of it. It doesn't do it. Now, before I go, hey, I want to, yeah, we no good to the families, man, if you locked up. Hey, before I go, man, I want to trip y'all out about this Donald Trump stuff, man. Hey, it's crazy, man. Listen, I thought Barack Obama was catching heat. I thought Obama caught heat. Man, listen, every time a motherfucker turn on the TV, Donald Trump is getting his ass handed to him, man. Man, that's so crazy, man. This man can't do, every time you turn around, man, this dude is in scandal after scandal after scandal. Man, it's so funny, right? Because right now, we are actually witnessing the enemy fight each other, right? The enemy is fighting each other. The crooked power structure is actually at odds with each other. And that's so ironic and so crazy, right? Because normally, you know what I'm saying? We normally, man, we see the enemy on the same page. Listen, now we have an opportunity like no other opportunity before. The enemy, we have them fighting each other. It feels good to look and see the enemy power structure fighting each other. They going at each other's throat. What I mean, just going at each other. They talking about putting each other in jail, indicting each other, locking each other up. Listen, I could only imagine how we was doing the same thing when we was in Africa, when the enemy was making us fight each other. Listen, man, you got the FBI fighting the White House. Listen, a house divided amongst itself can never stand. Right now, you are witnessing a house divided. The Republicans fighting other Republicans. Listen, it's so much turmoil going on. So much. You know what? But what we should be doing now is seeing how we can actually keep them fighting each other, throwing fuel on the fire, and prepare to take over. This is where we should be preparing to take over. Right, Babylon is, listen, I guarantee you, when the Europeans were in Africa, right? I guarantee you when the Europeans were in Africa and they saw us fighting each other, and they was like, yo, man, we got this big old land with all these natural resources, with all this gold, with all this oil, with all this iron, with all this vegetation, with all this wildlife. Man, we got all of this can be ours as long as we keep the Africans fighting each other. We can inherit the land. That's the same thing that's going on right now. You got the enemy, two government forces fighting each other at each other. They doing like this. The FBI is fighting the White House. The White House is fighting the damn Department of Homeland Security. Department of Homeland Security is fighting the damn FBI. The CIA is damn fighting the FAA over damn laptops being bombed from overseas. Man, listen, they are fighting each other. They fighting each other. So exactly, perfect timing while everyone is being distracted. Creep in. Listen, integration should have been the worst thing that the enemy allowed us to do. Because when you let somebody in your house, right? See, when you let somebody in your house, let me use this example. Bam. Sit back and watch the show. That's what we need to do, fam. We need to watch the show and prepare to take over, right? Just say, bam, cause trouble amongst the righteous people in reverse. See, now we think of strategy, right? Check this out. If I'm in a big ass, say we in a big ass mansion, right? We in a big ass mansion and it's a bunch, and we slaves. And the slave master is sitting there fighting each other in the bedroom, fighting each other, beating each other up, fighting each other. And they at odds. What's the next thing we supposed to do? We supposed to keep them fighting each other and let them commit suicide and kill each other. But we supposed to be planning how we can take over the system when it falls. And we need to understand and learn how to add fuel to the fire. We need to add fuel to the fire. Every time they sitting back fighting each other, we need to be cheering their ass on. Oh, you know what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care if you got to, man, listen, man. Adding fuel to the fire and being an instigator is the same thing that the enemy did to us in Africa. Imagine how many fights they instigated. Imagine how many fights they instigated. They were instigators. Right. They're instigators. So we see these people, we see Donald, we see the White House and the FBI fighting each other. Somehow we need to be instigators. Boosting them up. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, man, whoop his ass. Man, beat the shit out them. Yeah, just like how we do in school fights. You see two people fighting. Man, fuck that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? You whisper in his ear, man, fuck that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Stick that nigga, bruh. Slap that nigga off. You know what I'm saying? And then you go to the other side and you be like, man, fuck that motherfucker, man. Them nigga ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Then you go to the other side and you be like, man, them boy talking shit, man. Them niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to play them against themselves. Because they beefing. They beefing. It's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious, man. Man, right now, man, like I said, man, it's amazing the type of time we live in, man. Man, the enemy right now, man, they if you turn on the TV right now, you'll see the enemy fighting each other. Never in history have you really seen the damn White House press security, the White House beefing with the damn FBI. What the fuck is this? The White House, listen, normally the FBI is out here trying to damn fight, trying to damn crack down on drug kingpins and Mexican cartel drug lords and the FBI and some COINTELPRO type shit. Right now, the FBI is sitting here beefing with damn Donald Trump. Motherfuckers don't even like the president. Listen, the FBI is beefing with the president. This is the perfect storm. Listen, when you think about strategy, one of the key strategies of war is manipulation. Manipulation is one of the key components in, I would say, overthrowing the enemy. When they say hit me first and you grab the other person's hand and bam, that's it, brother. That's what we should be doing to the enemy. Hit my hand. Ah, shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Right now, man, like I said, the enemy is crumbling right in front of us. We need to be planning. Listen, you got, this shit is so bad right now that you got the Republicans, them boys, they fighting each other. You got the Democrats fighting the Republicans fighting the Democrats, and then Republicans fighting other Republicans. The White House is fighting the FBI, and the CIA is fighting the goddamn TSA. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is this? The enemy is crumbling right now. You know what? And to be honest, it's really nothing, really too much that we got to do, but just plan. All we got to do is plan and just sit back and instigate. Instigate and plan. Instigate and plan. The enemy is fighting each other. Sit back, laugh, instigate, and plan. Anytime you see the head of the FBI or the FBI director beefing with the president, that's a good thing. That means Babylon is falling. But you know what? What we need to be doing, the smart motherfuckers, we need to be adding fuel to the fire. How can we add fuel to the fire? As you say, divide and conquer. A house divided against itself cannot stand. They have divided us for years with their mental attack. Exactly. Yeah, he was trying to fire the FBI guy. He tried to fire him. That's why they on TV beefing now. Listen, anytime the oppressed people are looking at the slave master fight each other, that's when you run for freedom. If an oppressed people, when you see the enemy fighting each other, or when your oppressor is fighting each other, that's when you run for freedom. And listen, right now, especially black people, whatever the hell you want to call it, because everybody want to holler, we melanated, we black, we more, whatever the hell you is. If you look like me, you know what I'm saying, or like me, whatever, listen, at this point in time, we really need to be getting in all the open position. Exactly. That's it, man. Listen, they crumbling. They don't know what to do right now. They're in turmoil. Every time, listen, every time you turn on the TV, you got the devils fighting each other. They fighting each other. The devils turn, they stabbing each other in the back. Stabbing each other in the back. Stabbing each other in the back. Like crazy. They releasing memos here, releasing information. Trump talking about, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna release some videotapes. The former head of the FBI, he talking about, yeah, I got information on Donald Trump too. They fighting each other. Listen, any smart ass revolutionary, if we claim to be smart revolutionaries, what is the next step? If we say we are in captivity in Pharaoh's house, but now all of a sudden we're in Pharaoh's mansion. Pharaoh got this big ass house. Now Pharaoh's fighting each other. What's the next step? Come on, somebody tell me, what's the next step? When they vote out each other, the black man don't look like the worst option to them. You're right. So let's start thinking about the next step. If we know divide and conquer is the oldest strategy that has worked in any given situation, any massive takeover, divide and conquer has been the number one tool that the oppressed people use to overthrow the oppressor. And we see the oppressor openly airing each other out. They don't even trust. Listen, the enemy doesn't even trust each other anymore. They don't even trust each other. They don't even trust each other no more. They look at each other and be like, man, I don't trust that. Listen, they done got worse than us. Normally you see the black motherfuckers like, man, I don't trust these motherfuckers, man. I don't trust niggas, man. Now, you got the rich white motherfuckers, they don't trust each other. Now they stabbing each other in the back. You got the rich white folks fighting each other, stabbing each other in the back. Giving intelligence on TV. Trying to, every chance you get, they snaking each other. They snaking each other. Every time you turn around, you got the rich white motherfuckers fighting each other. Billionaires who run the country, they paranoid. They don't even trust each other, man. They gotta lie and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. This shit coming to a close. But guess what? What I mean, like when black people fight, they call the white man in to help to solve them and feel good. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like some real shit, man. We need to be like, you know what I'm saying, adding fuel to the fire. And then after we add fuel to the fire, you know what I'm saying, act like we putting the fire out and just make these motherfuckers fight each other, man. The best thing we can do right now is to make these motherfuckers keep fighting each other, and we sit back and laugh at their dumbass, and then at the same time, we preparing for the takeover. One of the key to taking over is to position ourselves economically, support them more. Word. That's what we do. Still important. Stop empowering them by giving the word. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man. Keep doing it. As long as we understand that we need to keep the rich white power brokers against each other, it's gonna give the people the opportunity, man, to get out of bondage, man. It's gonna allow us to get out of bondage. For real. It's gonna help us, man. But right now, man, you know, man, every time you look and you see these people on TV fighting, man, these rich white boys, anytime you see them on TV fighting, you should be like this. Every time you turn on the news and you see the FBI fighting against the White House, we need to be like this. Right? But at the same time, we like this. We're supposed to be doing this. Reading books. Yeah, we got to throw the rock and hide our hands, bro. We got to. See, as brothers and sisters, man, who think like us, we're going to be the ones to take over, man. You got to be able to throw the rock and hide your hand. You got to. We got to, man. It's all about strategy, man. The art of war, strategy. The art of war. Now, when you see the enemy, they getting to the point to where they so wicked, they can't trust each other. Donald Trump talking about he recording people all in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Nikki Haley, man, she's some foreign ambassador. She used to be the governor of South Carolina. They asked her about the tapes done. Do she think she's getting recorded when she's in the White House? You know what she said? She said, every time I talk to somebody, I act like I'm being recorded. These motherfuckers don't trust each other. They sit here, the lady sat there and said, Nikki Haley, who's a foreign ambassador in the Trump administration, she was the former governor of South Carolina. She is so paranoid. She said, peace and power, brother. She said, when they asked her, because Donald Trump said he records in the White House, or he's recording, they asked her about how does she feel about being recorded. She said, I always act like I'm being recorded because I don't know. Paranoia. They don't trust each other. So anytime she talked to one of them, she act like she being recorded. It's paranoia. They don't trust themselves no more. They scared of each other. Television is one of the strategies, fam. Make us think one thing while do. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Definitely. But guess what? This is real. This is real. Because television ain't too far off from real life. Social media has been able to allow us to get a feel of if what we're seeing on TV is real. See, social media has connected us to so many millions of people that we can almost get a feel of if what's on TV is really the general consensus of the public. So when you start going back on social media, right? Because you're dealing with real people, right? Now, we're dealing with real people. So when we jump on these blogs, you know, with these people, man, we see that the enemy, man, is fighting each other. They fighting each other. They don't even trust each other. And we see what's going on and what's playing out. Like I said, man, I'm going to end it like this. Real revolutionaries right now, we're going to have to learn how to add fuel to that fire. When we see the enemy fighting each other, guess what? We need to be there instigating. We need to instigate. Instigate, educate, activate. That's it. Same thing they did to us. Instigate, activate, educate, all of that good stuff. That's what we're going to have to do, family. Yo, love building with y'all, man. Peace and black power, man. This brother Shakem, Amenhotep Akhet. Man, listen, man. Recap, man. OGs, don't forget, man. Brothers, man, we got to stop. We got to stop, man, teaching these children, man. Right. Brother said social media is the biggest mistake the enemy could allow us to have. Right. Man, brothers, man, remember, man, sisters, stop letting these young brothers, man, out here think that prison is cool, man. Right, man. Like I said, man, pay attention to what's going on right now, and we got to think of a strategy, man. While the house is divided amongst themselves, man, the ones like us, man, who held captive, we got to start thinking about how we can continue to add fuel to the fire and make the enemy. Listen, I'm going to leave y'all like this. Yeah, I'm going to leave y'all with this. There was a quote that I read, and I think I read it in the 33 Strategies of War, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a quote by Napoleon. And Napoleon said, when you see your enemy committing suicide, don't stop him. Right? This is what he said. He said, when you see the enemy committing suicide, do not stop him. And I sat back, even though that's a very general quote, it's one of the most powerful quotes that you could ever read dealing with strategies of war. Right now, the enemy is committing suicide. He's fighting with himself. He's fighting with his other brothers who are crooks. Now what's going on right now is like this. Just say 3 of us went and we pulled an armed robbery. Say we kicked in somebody's door, man. Put the pistol on the dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Put the pistol on the dude, tied up him, his baby mama, and his children. Say we go in the closet and it's 3 of us and they got 5 keys of cocaine, 5 blocks of cocaine. Now, we're in the house, we look at the cocaine. We look at the cocaine and like, damn, how we going to divide it up? Now, we get into an argument because we fussing about how we going to divide up the cocaine that we just stole. I get mad at you, you mad at me. We arguing. Next thing you know, we fighting each other. One of us shoot each other. Bah, shoot him in the head to steal the cocaine that we just stole from the dude. Now the people in the house, guess what? They see us there arguing. Guess what they doing? They're like, man, let's go get these motherfuckers, man. That's what's going on right now in America. The rich white folks who stole the land, they fighting each other. The FBI is fighting the White House. The White House fighting the FBI. The White House fighting the CIA. The CIA fighting with Homeland Security. All these motherfuckers fighting each other. And we the ones who was oppressed, trapped in the land, stolen. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? Napoleon said, whenever you see your enemy committing suicide, do not stop him. Peace and power, brothers. Shakem, Akhet, right back at you once again.